This is a molecule of a calcium, and it gets a really strange portrayal from articles and videos, claiming that, according to the articles in 2018, surprisingly, infants in countries or population with a lower calcium intakes also have a lower risk of osteoporotic fracture in the future. It's often painted as a bad guy in your baby's life. I want to set the record straight and show you. So let's talk about what the internet gets wrong and how this little guy can be your baby's friend, not enemy. The calcium paradox relates to the fact that in the countries where calcium intake is high, even in places where dairy foods are a major player in the diet, like Finland and Sweden and the Netherlands, the population is still at a very high risk for osteoporosis. 50% of women over the age of 50 will suffer from fracture due to a diminished bone density. Think about that for a moment. Calcium is needed to build strong and healthy bones. Calcium is everywhere in the diet. Yet, osteoporosis disease with loss of bone mass leaves you weak and vulnerable is rampant. This is the calcium paradox. More and more calcium in the diet, yet weaker and weaker bones. To grasp this concept, it helps to understand that bone health is a dynamic process. We used to think of developing bones as something that happens in our childhood, and then we do the best we can to maintain bone density and strength throughout life. Calcium actions are not at all paradoxical. It's a theme player. Calcium cannot do the many essential jobs that it does to keep virtually every cell in our bodies, not just our bones, functioning healthy, unless calcium has the help of two team players, two vitamins, vitamin D and K2. We absorb calcium actively with the help of vitamin D. When we don't have enough vitamin D present, we absorb less than 50% of the calcium either from food or supplement. But vitamin D only helps us absorb calcium. That's only half the story. Vitamin D does nothing to regulate where the calcium we absorb from intestine goes once it gets inside the bloodstream. And for that, we have to have vitamin K, and especially vitamin K2. Vitamin K was discovered by a Danish scientist, Henrik Dam, in 1929. There are three forms of vitamin K. Vitamin K2 is the form that shuttles calcium into the bones, as well as preventing it from collecting in your soft tissues and arteries. It does so via the action of two main proteins. Osteocalcin, a protein that acts like a hormone. Osteocalcin is released from your bones, and your small amount help pull calcium into bones, where it belongs. In addition, osteocalcin has been found to be important in glucose homeostasis, exercise capacity, brain development, cognition, and male fertility. Matrix GLA protein, MGP, the great inhibitor. MGP play a crucial role in the breakdown and the use of calcium within your blood vessels, arteries, and other soft tissues. Its main job is to remove calcium and preventing it from accumulating in the tissue and vessels. In fact, a form of MGP was demonstrated to be a promising biomarker for detecting those at risk for cardiovascular calcification as well as cardiovascular disease. Calcium and vitamin D seems to be the most important nutrients for optimal bone growth. The exact calcium requirements are difficult to determine since other dietary factors directly affect calcium metabolism, such as salt intake and vitamin D levels. Some scientists suggest that the actual requirements of calcium are overestimated, that increased dairy intake doesn't necessarily translate better bone health in adults and children. In any cases, when dairy products are recommended, it's important to avoid sweetened dairy, such refined sugar adversely affects bone health. Finally, if dairy cannot be eaten or is avoided for personal reasons, calcium can be obtained from other natural foods such as cruciferous vegetables like turnip greens, broccoli, kale, and cabbage, sesame seeds, legumes, almonds, or sardines.